Look at these skins. I want you to look at them. Take my money, NetherRealm. These skins look fantastic. At least one of these has to make it in the game, preferably all of them. How's it going, everyone? My name is True Wonder Dog, and I'm here today with some hot tips for NetherRealm on how to steal money straight from my wallet willingly. Give me these skins as DLC and I will buy them. Seriously, this concept art is just amazing. After looking at several of them, I decided it would be a great idea for a video. I know it's a little bit different, but I do love art myself, and I'm sure I'm not alone in that department. I'm pretty sure every gamer loves a really good skin in their favorite video game. So without any further ado, let's have a look at them. A quick shout out to this website, Creative Uncut. If you're someone like me who loves to draw characters, it is a great resource. So many characters, so many great designs, great for inspiration and reference. So there you go, now you can get off Pinterest. I know Pinterest is great, I use it all the time, but I'm tired of them emailing me, so Creative Uncut can be a good alternative as well. Alright, so here we go, we're starting off at the beginning. Now this whole thing is alphabetical, very nice, I appreciate it, nice and organized. So first up we have Baraka. Very simple story mode outfit. I want to skip the ones that we've already seen because they're not anything special. So some of these, he looks like a Resident Evil character. I do like the crazy teeth, but I'm glad they kept the broad shoulders out of here. I don't like the big hunchback look. I like him looking a bit more intelligent because Baraka might not be book smart, but from what I understand, he's a pretty good tactician and he leads a small army, so he's pretty darn cool in my book. Now these ones are where things get interesting. Look at this. I want this, I would buy this, and I'm pretty sure a lot of Baraka mains would as well. And I'm also digging this one too. Baraka almost fully clothed. Looks kind of cool. I don't know why I like it so much, but the idea of Baraka being covered up so much is so unique. I like this one the most though. It kind of reminds me of the Highlander. It looks really cool. Got the Naruto headband right here. He's doing it. He's looking really good. Either one of these NetherRealm, I would pay money for. If you want my wallet, there you go, put those in. I don't even play Baraka that much, but I love it. Okay, we have Cassie Cage. You may notice these characters look a little bit different than they do in the actual game. Why don't we have this helmet? I noticed she has a chin guard, but no option to have the helmet. I feel like they wanted it, and the concept art does reflect that idea, but we never got it in the actual game. Okay, here we go. The vest combo. A hoodie? Yes, give Cassie Cage a hoodie, please. Looks so good. I love nearly all of these. They're all pretty darn great, but so far, this one and this one are my favorite. Looking really awesome. I love the jacket combined with the military suit. Just casual enough to remind me it's Johnny Cage's daughter. I love that. Oh, this one. This one might be my favorite. Looks really cool. This one kind of could be Sonya instead. If you gave Sonya this skin, it would fit super well. But this one, just awesome. I love the blue too. This helmet would also have worked. I think we had that in MKX and it looked pretty darn good. Alright, and now we're on to Cetrion. Cetrion has some of the best concept art I've seen, and it is just a criminal injustice that so many of them did not make it in. My goodness. So these are story mode, right? Though I will say, I like her color design here more. In the game, she has purple skin, and she has a lot more blue tones. I like the autumn colors here. It feels a lot more like nature. Whereas the Cetrion we got in the game looks more like water, like she came from the ocean. This looks like she's nature, like the forest. I like it a lot more. The oranges, the yellows, looks really good on her. We have the evil form, and then these. Oh my god, they're so good. They're so good. There is something to love about every single one of these. It could honestly be a new character too. I'd be down for that. I think the strongest one is here and here, but that owl mask looks so cool. Reminds me of the Court of Owls. You know, the Batman comics? Reminds me of that. This one has the strongest silhouette, and I think I like this one the most for its shape. But the colors on this one are so great. The face paint, please NetherRealm. Oh my god, so good. And this one for the evil looks really good. She has those evil forms, so this would be awesome. I would buy all of these separately. I seriously would. And this one. I think this one for the story mode would have made perfect sense because she still looks good at first, but there's elements of evil on her with the oranges, making her look just a little bit sinister. It does hint a bit more at her being related to Shinnok, and also having some evil intentions because she follows Kronika's will. So I think this costume is the strongest from a story perspective, but all of these have something to love. And the tattoos, she kind of looks like Kotal Kahn's wife though, let's be honest. That might be why they scrapped it, but it looks really good. I understand some of these may have been limiting from a technical standpoint, but I don't see anything here right away that breaks the game. I think it could have worked just fine. Devorah. Nothing really crazy here except these shoulder pauldrons. I love these. I think this is my favorite one that's not in the game. A lot of these made it in, like the best ones of these made it in, so nothing crazy here. And also only one for Devorah. Aaron Black. A lot of his stuff also made it in as well, but Aaron Black looks great. My goodness, my favorite ones actually are right here. They're not entirely finished. For anyone who wants to get into concept art, most of the time this is going to be what you're drawing. Just some very basic stuff. They don't have you color it unless they like the design and then you move forward with it, but this is what you do most of your day. You just do like 6 of the same pose with different ideas thrown in. That's very much MKX. That one's really cool. My favorite, I think, is still this one. I love the sash that's hanging down. Looks really cool. These are just great designs. They're honestly really good. The boots here are really sick. He has that forward 4. These boots will get that kick done just fine. All of these look pretty good. I like when characters are really covered up, so like this really high scarf just looks awesome to me as well. I like it. And Aaron Black with the mask is superior. Frost. You are not prepared for how good some of these concept arts are for Frost. They're just amazing. So these are so far what's in the game. But look at this. Look how crazy they got with some of these. Now I understand a lot of them couldn't have made it in. I think on this page, these 2 are the strongest, 2 and 3. 3, you can't really tell that it's Frost. That's the main issue, but she already has outfits like that in the game as well, where you can't tell it's Frost. This one is the strongest, I think, as far as I like it the most, but this one I can still tell that it's Frost. I just don't like how she looks almost bald. But the idea of that crazy crown, like that huge collar that attaches to her head, is really cool, and she looks very regal. I think I like this area the most. The hip area, with this little sash on one side. I'm a sucker for asymmetric design, so I love this very much. But this page, this design right here, I don't want the crazy mechanical arms. I understand she shouldn't have those at this point, but this jacket collar combo is just sick. With the partial sleeves, that's amazing. That needs to be in the game. This is just fantastic. If you're a modder, feel free to put it in if NetherRealm doesn't, but NetherRealm, if you're watching, Warner Brothers, if you're watching, I will buy this. I love this so much. I'm just gonna be shilling for like 10 minutes straight. Garrus looks a bit funny in his concept art, and a lot of these good designs made it in. Though I would have liked to see these crazy shoulder pauldrons and these crazy helmets. I would have been okay with that, but I think what we got was probably the strongest. And these are just crazy, very Greek, very Roman here. We have some very Celtic designs. This one, straight out of Prometheus, looks crazy. They were trying everything here, and that's really cool. This one is very Greek, very, very Greek. Cool. I think what we got with Garrus was the best. Jackie. So a lot of Jackie's stuff also made it in, though she does look a little bit different. You may notice some proportional differences. This, I would love this. Give me this, the jersey with the little tummy exposed. That's amazing, I love it so much. I would love that. Oh yes, these are all great too. This with the V is pretty darn cool. We pretty much already have that though, so it's not that different. I think the dress is a bit silly, but we did get this kind of in the game. I think what we see here is a slight variation on what we actually got in the game. This one is just straight up in the game, right? But all of these look really good, and for the most part we got something similar. So nothing crazy with Jackie. Jade. Now Jade was fortunate that pretty much all of her designs made it in. Not all of them, but most of these look pretty similar to what we got. The big hoodie is the one thing that didn't make it in, like the gigantic hoodie. She does have a hoodie, but not that big. So that didn't make it in, but most of these designs that are good, they made it in. They're all good though, and again, I feel like all the skins we got have elements from each of these. Though I do like how her staff is actually purple here, or pink. In the game they made it green, but in the concept art it was mostly purple or pink. I think that it's pink, people tell me it's purple, I call it pink. But most of these made it in, so no real loss there. Jade was lucky, pretty much all of her best stuff made it in. And then Jax, you can't really do much with Jax, I feel like. If I was hired to concept Jax, that would be tough. I missed the beret though. And this, the duster, NetherRealm. If you gave us the duster, that would be sick. We've seen it work on Cabal, it looks good, you can totally make it work. I would love it. It's also on Noob Saibot too in a way, he has like the long hanging tassels. It could work. These ones kind of crack me up. He looks like an army action figure. And then Johnny Cage. Oh, gotta censor that, Johnny. You can't do that. Come on, family friendly. What are you doing? They have actually more designs for Johnny Cage than most characters, just in terms of how many attempts they made at different styles. The thing with Johnny Cage is, because he's a celebrity, he can wear pretty much anything. You gotta be careful. But man, they look good, don't they? Oh my goodness. These are great. I think what we got were the best though. This one's kind of cool with the giant belt. I like it. Cabal. Cabal, once again, we got most of his stuff. I don't think this hairstyle quite made it in though. It doesn't look exactly like that, and I would have loved this hairstyle so much. And these do look really cool, but I gotta admit, it looks too much like Star Wars. This looks like evil Darth Vader or Starkiller. Shout out to anybody who played The Force Unleashed, I still love those games. I know they're a bit mediocre, but I still love them very, very much. But yeah, he looks too much like he's from Star Wars, so I think what we got was the best. They're pushing very far in that direction with these. They're having a lot of fun with Cabal, and it shows, but for the most part, we got his best designs. Kano. I'll admit, not a huge fan of Kano. He does look very slim here though, really big arms, but he's a lot more slim. I like the build they gave him in the game instead, and once again, pretty much all of these made it into the game. Nothing crazy different here. We pretty much got all of this, so don't want to linger here too long. Katana. Katana has some cool designs. I was showing these to some of my students, and the one they liked the most was right here, and I admit that I like it. I'm not sure if it really says much about Katana, but I do like these little ribs that are traveling up and down her body. The ribbing looks really cool. I also love the crazy hats. If these crazy hats had made it in, that would have been really awesome. I'm a sucker for ridiculous look-at-me costumes. I like really goofy, crazy look-at-me designs. This one, though, is the one I wanted the most, actually, after looking at this. I know it's very formal, but that's kind of why I like it. I'm not sure though if it would have worked with her stances. She has that wide stance. This might not have worked, and that's why they scrapped it, but I think it looks really good, and it just screams princess. This one's also pretty cool, and this one should be in the game. We might get this when Sindel comes out though. The classic skin may look a lot like this. It may, but I don't think so. This is actually better than the classic skin to me. I know it shows less skin, but I don't mind. It looks better to me. I think this should have made it in. It looks really good. Some elements did, but I like this outfit as a whole. Oh, Collector. So Collector has a couple designs that I love so much. The Pirate Collector. Pirate Collector has to be in. He looks so good. The rest of them look good too, but come on. Pirate Collector? How did we not get that? Pirate Collector just makes so much sense. He would take everything. He would love to plunder and pillage. Oh, it's perfect. It would be so great. And some of these are just wacky. Now, of course, we're not going to get some of these because at this point they were still playing around with the idea of what Collector was going to be. Which is why you have crazy voodoo head guy right here, right? He always had a lot of arms. This one too, man. You cannot convince me this was not inspired by Afro Samurai. This just screams justice. If you haven't seen that show, it's not the best, but the animation is fantastic. And if you can get past how goofy it is and how terrible the writing can be, it's a very fun visual experience. It looks great. All right, Kotal Kahn, look how extreme the feathers were. Look how crazy they were going with this guy. Isn't this nuts? Oh my God. So some of these, right? I understand why some of these couldn't make it in the game. Imagine him trying to throw people with this gigantic headgear and how goofy it might have looked. You would have had meshes passing through each other, the polygons intersecting. Same with these gigantic shoulder pauldrons. I do love these, but I think it would have been a mistake because you couldn't animate him as well if you had all this hindering him. But if you could, I think this design is very strong. I like this headgear. I like most of the headgear except for the pigtails. Looks kind of weird to me. And this one too, I think might be the strongest. It's a really good look. I'm not gonna pretend it's not. And this is great. There's a lot of Aztec happening here, a lot of indigenous wear. I like it. These outfits are very fashionable. They remind me a lot of indigenous culture. I like it. It would have worked really well. All right. Some of this Kung Lao stuff is pretty cool. I love this, like the scarf. I wish more characters had this. Later on, you're gonna see one for Raiden. It looks really good. I think we're already halfway done almost already. Kung Lao, he's also like Kano. It's very tough to design stuff for him, and Jax. He has a very specific look that you can't stray too far away from. Liu Kang, looking pretty good. We also got a lot of his outfits in the game too. No real loss here. I like this one with the little shoulder pauldrons. I like the V, very Mortal Kombat-esque. But no real loss for Liu Kang. We got most of the good stuff with him. Noob Saibot, I'm pretty sure we got everything with Noob Saibot. They didn't leave out anything bad. This one's kind of cool, but looks too much like a robot. Doesn't really fit the whole undead look. Looks like a cyborg, and Noob Saibot is not. Raiden. Okay, Raiden, I thought wasn't going to be that crazy, but some of these just, yes. This is cool, a different headpiece for Raiden, and it's on his back. I like that. This one with the high collar. Love that one too. Why not? Looks great. Like, yes to most of these. The high scarf, yes, yes. All of it. I mean, it's kind of like a Power Ranger, but I don't care. I love it. Yes to all of these. They look so good. Here we go. Look at these high scarves. These are so cool. I agree with Matt from Super Best Friends when he said that he likes Raiden when you can't tell that he's the Thunder God, like he's trying to blend in. I agree. I think when Raiden looks like a homeless guy, but he can whoop your butt, that's my favorite design for Raiden too. I like when he looks inconspicuous, like he's trying not to stand out, but he also wants to watch over Earthrealm from a distance. I like those designs the most too. Scorpion. We got pretty much all of Scorpion too. Like pretty much everything made it in. Looking like a Ninja Turtle Hanzo, not gonna lie. The ones we didn't get, like this, I don't think it's much of a loss. He looks a bit too bulky. And he's a ninja, he shouldn't be too armored. He's trying to be stealthy, right? Shang Tsung. I think there is one Shang Tsung design that I did like. I enjoyed this one. I know it's goofy, but I liked it. I like the crazy hat. But Shang Tsung, you can do pretty much anything to him. He won't look too different. I think this was the best design. I really do. But I'm also partial to this one. It's been a while since I've seen a skin where I was like, put this in. Put this in and I will buy it. Shao Kahn. I thought Shao Kahn was going to have crazy outfits. And none of them really caught me off guard. I like the idea of this with like the giant flags or whatever wings, but once again, you couldn't animate that. It would look ridiculous. Some of these are great. I love the idea of a savage Shao Kahn. A Shao Kahn who's not quite emperor yet, or after he's been kicked off the throne of being emperor and he's just trying to survive. I love the idea of a savage Shao Kahn who's just wild and crazy. So a lot of these designs really do appeal to me. They look pretty cool. The giant horns, the rags, it looks great. These are fun. I'm not sure if they really scream Shao Kahn, but they look great. Scarlet. Some of Scarlets are going to catch you off guard. They look pretty darn cool. Alright, these are all in the game. I want to say, even though it looks like Star Trek, I love this design for Scarlet so much. And what's curious to me is she has the long hair here. So I think the pixie cut was actually a change they made, and then they rolled it back, because originally in the concept art she had the long hair. Oh, and this one too. I would have been okay with this one. I understand why it's not in the game because NetherRealm did go with a new direction, but I love this look too. I think it's great. These though, oh my goodness, so many of these are awesome. This one, I would pay money for this one. I like it so much. This one looks like Dante from Devil May Cry. The reboot that no one liked, but again, I kind of loved. It looks great, but it's not really Scarlet. I wouldn't want it. This one I kind of like, and I don't care that she's showing skin. You can cover it up. I'd like it just as much. I just like how the V is a reference to Mortal Kombat in general. They always have that V sash, and keep in mind, Scarlet is actually a ninja in MK9. All of her weapons are classical ninjutsu weapons, unlike other characters like Sub-Zero, Reptile. They don't use ninja weapons, but Scarlet actually did in MK9. So it's a great reference to MK9, I like it. This one reminds me too much of like Mirror's Edge or Prototype. Don't really need it. This one's kind of cool, but not enough red. This one, with just a bit more red. I love this outfit. I love the feathers. I love the fur. Sonya Blade. Pretty much all of her stuff made it into, for the most part. Let's see. Yeah, this one's kind of cool. Reminds me of The Raid. Love that movie. Sub-Zero. See, not much for Sonya at all. Sorry if you're a Sonya fan. She didn't have many designs that didn't make it in. Sub-Zero. Pretty much all of these made it in. These crazy shoulders are pretty cool. I mean, you can't do too much with Sub-Zero, can you? I just miss his deception outfits. He had really good deception armor. I miss that. Do we have any more after this that are more characters? I'm not sure if we do or not. And that's okay if not, because it is about time to wrap up this video. Alright everyone, I think that's it for the concept art as far as the characters go. Thank you so much for watching and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down below. It really does help my channel out a ton. And while you're down there, please tell me which character's concept art was your personal favorite. I'd love to read it. And also let me know if you would pay money for these awesome costumes, even if they were DLC, because I personally would. Some of them look really great. And finally, before you go, please subscribe and ring that bell. That way you never miss a future video. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.